3, 4. There we go. Now play the song.
Mark Michaels has been a musician for over 50 years, and for many of those years, he played and taught guitar. But a few years ago, he started getting requests to teach another instrument.
I was teaching for a music school for many years, and they started getting calls for ukulele teachers, and the secretaries kept asking me, do you teach ukulele? Teach ukulele. After about the second or third call, I went out and bought a ukulele and started playing ukulele.
Michaels is part of what is becoming an increasingly popular trend, or rebirth as he likes to refer to it, of a somewhat forgotten instrument.
There's a lot of performers who are using it. It's in movies, it's in commercials. There's a fellow who's got 1 million hits on YouTube, Jake Shimabukuro, who's very famous Okinawan ukulele player. He packs Madison Square Garden. You have the Ukulele Orchestra of Great Britain. You have ukulele and My Blue Valentine. You have Eddie Vedder doing his new album on ukulele. So you have Izzy doing the famous Somewhere Over the Rainbow version. So there's a lot of presence out there on the internet and live as well. And you notice something very cool. If you strum it and you relax pressure, it stops ringing.
Not long after receiving the repeated requests to teach ukulele, Michaels, who lives on Long Island, started his New York Ukulele School in 2004 in Manhattan. Though the trend was growing, he says, it was easier to get full classes of people in the city. But now, 4 years later, because of the increased popularity, Michaels has begun teaching from his home in Long Beach and plans to bring more ukulele lessons to the island in the future.
I'm teaching mostly private lessons, but I have a great course at Hofstra University this summer in June and July, and I'm running my beginner's class at Hofstra in their continuing and adult education department. You want to strum with your fingers and thumb up, right.
And on this night, Michael's approach to the class seemed to be a comprehensive one, teaching students a selected song on the ukulele, covering rhythm, chord progression, and fingering, a key component to mastering the instrument.
Okay, now we're on D. Now go to G. Slide the third finger up 1 fret, the ring finger. Learning the fingering is very important because it allows you to move from chord to chord much quicker, and I have certain techniques that I use that teach that. I'm always stressing the fingering and alternate fingerings and more logical fingerings and using the pinky, which everybody hates because it's the weak sister of your fingering hand.
And because of the newfound popularity of the instrument, the students to whom Michaels finds himself teaching these techniques tend to vary, running the gamut from 80-something-year-old retired seniors on Long Island to 20-something-year-old students in Manhattan.
I think everybody who comes to it has some kind of an artistic or a creative bent because it's a little off center as an instrument, and you know, I like to say, you know, it attracts a more hip element than kind of a more straight element who would go play piano or violin or guitar. You know, because it is a little weird. So the people are a little more quirky, and that's fun because I like more interesting people. The G that Ann came up with.
And the students in the class on this night, which consisted of a film producer, a digital media professional, and a Japanese graduate student, each had their personal reasons for taking up the instrument.
I always wanted to play ukulele, and I like the sounds, and one of my New Year's resolution was to be able to play ukulele, so I bought ukulele.
I love it. It's fun. It's I always feel like you can be a bad ukulele player and still have fun with it, whereas a lot of other instruments, the learning curve in the beginning is so hard, it really sounds terrible until you get quite good at it.
I played music as a child, and I've always kind of meant to go back to it just because I have a lot of musician friends, and I work on computers a lot, and I needed something that was not on the computer, and I love the sound of the ukulele.
But whatever the reasons for these students' newfound interest in a quirky, obscure instrument, it seems like its growing resurgence just might be here to stay. From Manhattan, this is Robert Libetti.
F. Good, G. F. Let's end on a C. Good. That's as much of the song as we're going to do. I think it's fabulous. Once again, the hard thing is